We've got a new space. We've got a new amplifier that I think has technology in it that we're going to start seeing a lot more of. I'm honestly kind of surprised it took this long for somebody to bring it into the home stereo world. This is going to be a fun video. We are going to look at the Devialet Astra, and I'm also going to show you around the new space. This space was not something I was actively looking for, but when the right one shows up, you nab it. And while I'm not done with this room, there's still a long ways to go. You can tell from the echo in the room. I don't even have furniture in here. I had a chance to check out the Devialet Astra, and I've kind of got a short window for it. Most of my time has been spent lately working on the room. And while I was hoping to have all the room treatments done, I was hoping to have this room dialed in, at least with furniture. My window's running out, so I don't have a choice. In my opinion, this is the most innovative piece of technology that I've seen in a long time. There's a couple new features with the Astra that I think are mind-blowing. I really do think a lot of this is going to trickle down into the more consumer-grade electronics. To me, it is just hi-fi on easy mode. This is a 300 watt per channel amplifier. I've currently got the Astra driving these B&W Nautilus 802s. Not easy to drive. And I've definitely hit SPLs way beyond what I would normally listen to. It's not struggling a bit. It's definitely keeping up, and it sounds incredible. And you might say, well, what's so special about the Astra? And the biggest thing, well, there's two. Two I think are equally as important. One is the SAM. And the way this works, and I'm going to generalize here, Devialet has created a sound bank. The engineers have gone through different speaker systems and put the measurements into a bank. So essentially this amplifier knows what drivers are in the cabinet, the resonant frequencies of the cabinet, what crossover capacitors are in there, and then essentially it tunes itself to those speakers, or it optimizes its efficiency and the way it's going to sound to each specific speaker in the Devialet SAM bank. And I know this isn't exactly the same, but it does remind me of the amplifier emulators in home recording or in studio recording. In that case, you're changing the guitar raw signal coming in, and then a program like Guitar Rig is changing that signal to emulate a tube amplifier, like maybe a Marshall Plexi or a Fender Twin, a Vox AC30, that type of thing. And I will admit, this is a very subtle change when you turn on and off the SAM, but it does just kind of tighten everything up just a little bit. It's pretty quick that it is doing something different. It is kind of pulling everything together just a little bit. The bass just seems to snap into place. I'm not currently running a sub with this. I wanted to just hear what this amplifier does with these speakers, so I left the subwoofer off. Not to mention I haven't brought one in yet, to tell you the truth. I'm kind of running bare bones here. I do think this is a very cool feature, and I do hope they start to bring in more speakers into their bank. I think right now they have over 1,200, but I do think most of those are high-end speakers. It kind of makes sense. With the price point of this amplifier, I don't see a lot of people buying this and then putting vintage JBL L100s on them. So I do get it, but I do have hope that down the road, maybe some more consumer grade amplifiers will implement the same type of technology. And I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, isn't it kind of like D-Rack? And I don't think so. It's not as radical. If you have a lot of trouble in your room, this isn't going to correct that. I think it's just optimizing the amp and its output based on what speakers it is driving. Really cool technology. Another feature that I am beyond excited about, because I do know a lot of people, including myself, when they first get into turntables and they start deep diving into cartridges and compliance, capacitance, resistance, it becomes really confusing. I still haven't completely wrapped my head around all of that. But Devialet also has a bank for cartridges. And this list was pretty extensive. They had quite a few cartridges that I own, which was great. I was able to try this out, and the Phono preamp in this thing sounds incredible. And that's because it's optimizing all of those things. Once you select the cartridge you own, it's setting the resistance, the capacitance. It knows whether it's a high output or a low output, and it's just dialing it in for you. Easy mode. Another really cool feature that I've never seen before in another amplifier is you can assign all the analog inputs. You can make any input a phono preamp, or you can make it a preamp output if you want to send the audio out to an amplifier. They just made those RCA connectors routable, assignable. Never seen that before. And the last really cool, innovative design, at least it's new to me, and there most likely have been other manufacturers that have done this. They did this so well. It's so cool. And that is the remote. This little remote, really weighted, really heavy. You've got a nice volume control ring here. You can skip forward, pause, power the unit off. Having a big volume control that you can just set on the arm of your chair and control it almost like Captain Kirk. I'm not saying it does anything different than your standard issue remote, but if you're gonna do a remote, especially at this caliber, that's a cool remote. That's cool. It's got a readout. And as far as the appearance goes, this thing is made really well. I think it'll blend into almost any decor you have. I don't see the aesthetics committee getting too upset. Honestly, I almost thought it was a scale. It looks like a really nice scale you put in your bathroom, and I don't recommend this. It's way too nice for that. Don't step on it. It's very sleek. The ability to get 300 watts per channel into a form factor this size is very impressive. From what I understand, you can also run these in mono mode or bridge them. So you're getting all 600 watts to each speaker. Super cool technology. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of. My overall impressions of it, I really like it. I don't really have a lot of negative things to say about the Devialet Astra. It sounds really good. It looks nice. It's well made. It's easy to engage with. It's easy to get set up. I really enjoyed my time with it, and I feel lucky I got to have it for a few weeks. And I have to be honest with you, this space has really taken up quite a bit of my time. I don't have a lot of free time anyway, but this took it to another level. This space came up and it's close to the shop. This is going to be a really good creative space, a listening space, a place that we can really put equipment through its paces and hopefully pick up on some of those nuanced differences between some of these amplifiers and receivers. We have kicked around having some listening parties, maybe 15, 20 people. We maybe pick out a band or a genre and just listen to some different pressings, some different equipment, that type of thing. We're still working it out. And in all reality, it's been a long time since I've done a room where I put room treatment in it and had it dialed in for sound. That's all this space is going to be. There's not going to be TVs here. I want the main focus of this room to be the best place to listen to music I can come up with. I'm really hoping to tame it down quite a bit. I've got a huge record wall going in as kind of a back diffuser. I'll have a large equipment rack behind me with lots of amplifiers and sources. I should be able to put all of my speakers in the back room back there and just bring out a set as I want to change them. I'm going to be bringing all my musical equipment up here so you can play guitar, bass, piano, drums, any of those types of things. It really is going to be a creative listening space that I haven't had in a long time, and I am beyond excited for it. By the way, if anybody out there watching manufactures ceiling clouds, I am in the market for one. I need it to be light. I don't own the space. I am leasing it, and I don't want to put a lot of holes in that ceiling. I've seen some really long felt clouds. They kind of look like waffles, and I imagine they're very lightweight. If you have any experience with those, definitely put it in the comments because I am trying to figure out something to tame those reflections off the ceiling. This is a pretty wide area, and I don't want to put something huge and heavy on the ceiling and have to put a bunch of holes in it. I don't think the landlord would like that. I did get these diffusing panels from Lowe's the other day. I wasn't planning on going there for diffusing panels. I was actually getting the lumber for the equipment rack, and I just stumbled on them, and those things are awesome. It's like a 1/2 inch thick felt pad, and then it's got real wood strips just spaced out by 1/2 inch or so. That was the alternative I had to these. These are just those molded foam diffusing panels, and I really like the look of that. I have managed to get quite a few sound absorbing panels up. I've got a big bass trap. I've got one more to build. Those 3 back there came out of a studio that closed during the floods of '92, a place called Audio Art. And then I do have a couple more random ones placed. I think the record wall behind the couch is going to do a good job of taming that down a bit. But I'm definitely open to suggestions if any of the viewers out there know of a product that think I might be able to benefit from in this room. It's a big room and it's pretty live. I don't want to kill it, but I do want to tame it down a little bit. And this is just going to be a really good place for my soul, honestly. I had a music room when I was younger, when I was 16 years old. You know, as a drummer, if anybody's lived with a drummer, you know how this is. It's not fun. There's no volume control on the drums. And because we grew up on 40 acres at a campground that my parents owned, one day I got off the bus, started walking up the hill to go home, and lo and behold, there's my dad. And he's got this big Alice Chalmers tractor and two big chains dragging these massive logs. And they had to be 40-foot trees this big around with a building on top. This little like 15 by 20 shed that my dad used to fix the lawnmowers in. He dragged that building a quarter mile away from the house, ran power over to it off the barn, got me air conditioning and heat. And I spent more time in that room than I did anywhere else. It was awesome. I miss it. And I'm kind of wanting this to be my 50s version of that. A lot of artwork's going to go up, a lot of sound treatment, furniture. I'm going to get it tamed down. Right now it's kind of crazy. I've just been enjoying listening to this Devialet with the B&W speakers for the brief time I've got it, and thought I'd share. Getting a regular video done this week just isn't possible. This space just kind of dropped in my lap, and it's kind of my focus right now. So we should have a lot of really cool announcements coming in the future regarding the space and Skylabs and everything else. And I really thank you for watching the videos and everybody that supports Skylabs, because without that, this definitely wouldn't be possible. This YouTube experience has been absolutely life-changing. The doors it's opened, the possibilities that it's given me, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good week. We'll see you next week. If you like this video, you should definitely watch that one. It's fun. Promise. Oh, like, subscribe, please. Pretty please. Thank you.